Hi, this is Dave, Fell Running Guide. Welcome to this week's navigation task. This week I want you to identify the location that the photo was taken from. So can we find this distinctive pillar on the map? Also, can you identify the feature circled in red? Can you work out the elevations of the two locations? And are there any other prominent features that you can identify? The map that we're using this week is the Ordnance Survey 1 to 50,000. I've actually zoomed in a little bit on this photo just to help you identify the feature that I've circled. So let's go back to the first photograph. Can we find this feature? So this is known as a trig point or triangulation pillar. You can just about see the little brackets on the top where the theodolite attachment goes, and we are above a sort of a long ridge there, and then dropping down there's a distinctive shape hill there, and then a higher pointed hill behind that. So can we find this feature to start with, a trig point? Well, on Ordnance Survey maps, trig points are blue triangles with a dot in the middle, and there's only one of those on the map, and that is this one here. So we've got to be looking from that, and the height there is 422, relating to the trig point. We can only be looking northwestwards because otherwise we'd be looking off the map, and it does make sense that we are looking down and over this ridge here and out over here somewhere. So let's have a look at the photo and the map side by side and zoomed in. So here the trig pillar is here in blue, looking down the ridge. On the 1 to 50,000 map we don't have walls and fences, field boundaries, so we can't identify these features. There should be a TV mast of some kind in there, but it looks like that's hidden out of sight behind the pillar itself. But we can check the shape of the ground. So this ridge goes along the high point there and then drops down here. So this high point here that we're looking at is this here, hit a hill, and then we can see the contours drop down and then up the other side to this distinctive shape here of Park House Hill, which is that there. It then drops off, and then up beyond that we have the next prominent hill. So prominent hill, and then valley drops and rises up the other side. So up behind Park House Hill is Chrome Hill, and we can see the valley dropping off down to the north or northeast and then back up the other side. So that feature there is that feature there. So what about this feature circled in red? So if we look again in full screen, we can see that this feature is to the right of both of these features that we've already identified. It's to the right of Chrome Hill and Park House Hill. So if we draw a straight line from where the photo was taken from, Park House Hill and Chrome Hill, so that feature has got to be to the right of those. So if we come slightly to the right, somewhere along that line there, could it be the hilltop here? Well, if we look at this, to the south we've got a gradual descent from that hill, so this long spur coming down, and then to the north or northeast the contours are steep, so the ground drops steeply. Is that what we see in the photograph? Let's have a look. Well, yeah, if we look left from that summit, the ground drops away gradually down here, this long dropping ridge or spur coming down, and then on the right hand side as we look, the ground drops away more steeply. So that matches. So what about the elevation of that? Well, if we zoom in again, first sight you might say, oh, it's this height here, 388. But let's have a closer look at the contour lines. So we can see here, here's the index contour that goes around 400, and the ground drops and then rises back up. So here, this index contour is also the 400. So it can't be a 388 height because it's above that. So we've got 400, 410, 420, 430, and then a ring contour of 440. So the height's not shown, but we know it has to be at least 440 meters. So that 388 is just a measured, surveyed spot height that must be down here somewhere, probably there below the 390 contour and between that 390. So that was your answer this week. People might have jumped to the conclusion 388, but it's always worth actually counting the contour lines. So that's over 440 meters. And then if we go back to our trig point, way over on the other side, 422. So the red feature was slightly higher. Okay, that's it for this week. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you found it interesting. Thanks for watching. Look out for next week's map reading task. Bye for now.